How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to my channel. I'm Spider, and in this video we're going to be going over my team for week 5 of the BBDL, and then we're going to go into the battle where you're facing off against Tylenol and the Golden State War Turtles. I know he's a really good battler, and we've had a few matchups in the past against him, so. I know this is going to be a tough one, especially looking at his team, which you can see in the top right. So he's got the Sneasler, which is, I don't know, I think it's just a pretty threatening Pokemon to any team. I think fighting poison is really good. It's got priority with quick attack. It's got Shadow Claw to hit, for example, my Uxie. Obviously, Sheer Force Landorus is a big threat. Mega Scizor can sweep a lot of teams. Unsuspectingly, I suppose. Primarina is probably going to make an appearance here. Either that or Tyranitar. He definitely has to bring one of them for Spectrier. He might bring both of them. It's possible. But Deoxys defense can be really annoying just because it's deceptively quick with a base 90 speed stat. And it can just taunt things and set up spikes and, teleport and be very annoying. So, Typhlosion, honestly, if it comes, I'm not too worried about it, to be honest. I don't think that's a Pokemon that comes to this game. Raikou could be annoying because it could be Scarfed, it could be Calm Mind, a few different things. And then, of course, Salamence as a possible Intimidate user, or you could do like a Scarfed Moxie set, or just Dragon Dance with either Moxie or Intimidate. So we definitely have to watch out for that. It could also be defensive, I guess. With like Defog, but yeah, first thing I noticed, speaking of Defog, is he's only got 3 hazard removers, and Landorus, Scizor, and Salamence. Landorus and Salamence are not usually Defog users, and if he brings Defog on Scizor, it's probably not like a setup set, so that's good to know. But yeah, or he could just not bring, he sees that I only have Defoggers as well. I have Defog Klefki, and Defog Kartana. You can see I brought neither of those. He could just say, screw it, I'm just going to hazard stack with Deoxys and, with Spikes and Stealth Rock and whatever, and just hope I can out-hazard him, even though I have a Spikes user of my own in Klefki, but I didn't bring it, as you can see. Also, Greninja, I guess, could use Spikes. Anyway, the hazard game is definitely going to be interesting because I have rocks. I'd like to keep them on the field, but obviously I have no control whether hazards stay on the field or not because I don't have a default. I'm not bringing a default user. So yeah. Anyway, we got Greninja here with enough speed for Raikou with Dark Pulse, Gunk Shot, Scald, and Water Shuriken. Another expert belt because I hit a lot of things super effectively. The Landorus, Primarina, Typhlosion, Deoxys, and Tyranitar, and I just felt like I didn't want the Life Orb. Like I said, it's gonna be really difficult for me to convince myself to bring Life Orb from now on. But yeah, obviously Gunk Shot will hit Primarina very hard. Once I'm in Ash Greninja state, the form of Ash Greninja, I think I definitely go pretty hard against this team. Just hitting things with Surfs and Dark Pulses and having the priority with Water Shuriken so that I can outspeed like a quick attack Sneasler, for example. That's going to be very helpful for sure. And yeah, also like any Scarfers like Raikou or Salamence or anything like that. Maybe even Landorus, I don't know. We can Water Shuriken. That'll be really helpful. So hopefully, I mean, I definitely do see Greninja as the best kind of laking cleaner on my team against my opponent. So. Next up is Suicune, Fizz Def, Ice Beam, Scald, Roar, and Rest. Just a physically defensive pivot, mainly for Scizor, also Sneasler, it's nice for, Tyranitar, even Typhlosion, Salamence as well, because I have Ice Beam. So it's just, I don't know, it's just good against everything pretty much. And Roar is there so that, first of all, I don't get set up on by a Scizor or a Salamence or anything. But I also want to be able to phase if rocks are up. I can just kind of create some havoc with that. So yeah, that's definitely really helpful. I do feel like the Ice Beam is necessary for the Salamence. If that's like his last Pokemon and I can't roar it and it just sets up on me, I lose that way, that would really suck. I don't have any other ice coverage on this. Oh wait, no, I have Ice Beam on Nidoking. But other than that, like I don't have Ice Beam on the Greninja, so I felt like it's definitely helpful to have it here. And then the Rocky Helmet, just so that I punish kind of some U-turns from Scizor, or Landorus, or flip turn from Primarina. So yeah, just punishing some physical attacks, I guess. Next up is Spectrier. I feel like he doesn't have a normal type, obviously, so this set goes kind of hard. I'm expecting Tyranitar, if it makes an appearance, to be his Spectrier switch-in every time, even though the Will-O-Wisp is definitely possible. I mean, if you're bringing Tyranitar here, it's probably just because, you know, it's a dark type, they can switch in a Spectrier. But if he doesn't bring it, I'm expecting Primarina to be the switch-in. Maybe it's AV, maybe it's just Spidef with leftovers, and I can just kind of, you know, I don't really deal with that Pokemon very well with this thing, but maybe I can burn it, get some residual damage, slowly take it down. If it is Spidef, it doesn't take gunk shots very well from Greninja. I have been missing gunk shots in mocks with Greninja, but you know, so hopefully it got its misses out in the mock battles, but you know, we'll see about that. So yeah, pretty standard stuff. I also have double kick in case. I mean, this will only do like 35% to a Tyranitar, but you know, hopefully it'll be fine. I don't know. Hopefully it'll do some decent damage. I mean, if he doesn't bring Tyranitar, it's literally useless, but I do feel as though I might just bring Nasty Plot. I'll think about that. For sure. Next up is Uxie, Fizdef again. With the Stealth Rocks, U-turn, Knockoff, and Yawn. I really like this set when I brought it before. I feel like the Yawn forces a switch, and then I can just U-turn. Because Uxie's so naturally quick, I can't get a slow U-turn off on a lot of things like the Scizor, maybe even the Deoxys if he doesn't run speed, the Tyranitar and the Primarina. You know, I can't really get slow U-turns off on those, even though I probably would just U-turn against Tyranitar, unless it's burned. But yeah, I just want to have that Yawn there so that they're drowsy, and if I click U-turn and they stay in, unless it's Primarina who can just flip turn, then I can switch out into something, and then they'll fall asleep, so that's really helpful for us. So yeah, and then Stealth Rocks, obviously, like I said, I mean, he doesn't have the best hazard removal, so you know, hopefully he doesn't hazard stack with Deoxys, and then we're kind of in a terrible situation, but yeah, anyway. Next up is Snorlax. I changed this set a few minutes ago. It was the Agaroth Berry Gluttony Recycle set, but I changed it from Fizdef Body Press Toxic Body Slam to Spidef Whirlwind Toxic Body Slam. So just another phaser, and I feel like Spidef really helps us here because I'm not really, if I look at his team, I'm not really switching into anything physical. You know, and I had Body Press for Tyranitar, but if I'm thinking about it, if it's like burned and I'm not afraid of it doing a lot of damage, I can just Toxic it. Well, no, never mind, because it's burned, I'm an idiot. But I think, you know, I already have 2 Fizdef Mons, and I figured it's probably best if I just, you know, have this Pokemon here that can take physical or special hits a little bit better, mainly for the Landorus and the Primarina, the Typhlosion, and the Raikou. But Landorus can also run Superpower. We have to keep in mind that's a very real possibility. Superpower Landorus is a problem, so yeah, gotta keep that in mind. So, but yeah, just a special pivot, especially defensive pivot there, which is nice. Actually, yeah, I really don't feel like I need double kick here. Now that I think about it, I'm probably just gonna run Nasty Plot here. I'll change it to Nasty Plot right now, and if I think of anything better, I'll do that. But it also gives me the added bulk right here. That could be really helpful. So, next up, last but not least, is Nidoking with Sludge Wave, Earth Power, Flamethrower, Ice Beam, Sheer Force, of course. Ooh, a little rhyme there with the Shucka Berry, 200 Spidef, 56 speed, just so I can outspeed a Deoxys that isn't running any speed, which would be surprising, but just in case he does, I guess it's worth it. And then obviously max special attack modest. So I don't need, I could run the 200 HP, the 200 EVs in HP and still be able to live, and Earth Power from Landorus from full, but I figured it's better to have the 200 in SPDF just in case, you know, I'm a little chipped from something, maybe hazards or just maybe something, anything. And so I'll be able to still live that. Just the threshold of like what my health is makes it a little more worth it, I think. So yeah, that's that. Yeah, basically, I don't know. I want him to. Maybe, you know what, maybe I can switch, like, Landers kills something, right? I bring in Nidoking from full, he assumes I'm Scarf, so he brings in, like, a Scissor. This actually happened before. I was Shuck-a-Berry, so I'm like, okay, I can live in Earth Power from full. If he switches into Scizor, predicting, like, an Ice Beam, and I go for that, I can then switch it up and click Flamethrower, and knock him out. He's probably going to U-turn, expecting me to be Scarfed. Or maybe he double switches, just in case. Maybe scouting for it, but... that's probably what I would do, maybe. I don't know, maybe not. I'm kind of aggressive. I'm kind of like unnecessarily aggressive in some games. Anyway, that's that. I was just thinking, snowballing in my own head. I have the battle in like 35 minutes, so yeah, that's going to be that. I'm going to cut to the battle right now, and yeah, I will see you there. Alright, here we are in the battle. Going up against Tylenol and his Golden State War Turtles. He brings a team of Scizor, Mega Scizor, Landers, Tyranitar, Prim, Deoxys, and Salamence. So no Raikou. Interesting to see that. No Typhlosion. I don't remember the other two, if I'm being honest. Oh, no Sneasler. That's pretty crazy. Not surprising, though, to be honest, to see no Sneasler there. But anyway, and then the whatever the fourth one was, because I know he had maybe no, he only had 9. So yeah, no Typhlosion, Raikou, or Sneasler. So looking at this team, I don't really know what I want to lead with. I'm thinking the Deoxys leads. I'm feeling Fargo is a pretty safe lead because I don't think he leads Prim, unless maybe he's Scarfed. I don't know. He really wasn't Scarfed Prim. I don't know, man. And Fargo's pretty safe for like if Deoxys leads. I feel like I did keep it on Nasty Plot, by the way. So that's good. I do just really want to threaten the Deoxys if he leads with that though, which is kind of why I would kind of like to lead Greninja. No, we'll lead Spectre. That is what we will do. He leads Scizor. This is a pretty free Will-O-Wisp, I think. Unless I want to risk the knockoff. I'm just going to Will-O-Wisp. He does stay in. I land. Connect the burn there. So he does knockoff. It does almost half. I'm just going to calc that real quick. See what kind of Scizor we're dealing with here. Now I could substitute here. Because the only problem with that is that if he brings in Tyranitar, the sand is kind of going to be a problem. I definitely can... maybe I can't set up a sub and live the knockoff. I don't know. I don't know about that. If he's burned... 41 to 49, and that did 45. So yeah, that's about how much it should have done. If he has no attack investment. What do I want to do here? So I'm kind of watching football while I'm playing this. Oh, nice play. Okay. Does he knock off again? I don't really know what he wants to do here. What's a safe bet? I think Veil is a safe bet. Because if he brings in Tyranitar, I think we're fine. Yeah. If he U-turns, we're also fine. He double knockoffs. Okay, so he gets rid of my Naki helmet, my Rocky helmet, which is really good for him. I'm gonna Scald, I think. Because what's Lowbro gonna do, to be honest? Okay, anyway. I'm just gonna Scald. Ooh, he lets me Scald. So this is definitely a Spit Scizor, as we can tell. What does he bring in? He didn't bring Raikou, so there's no real, like, immediate answer. Now he obviously knows I'm Fizz Def, but you know, it is what it is. See what he goes for. The music's too loud, just let me know, because I did increase the audio with that, because I thought it was too quiet, but now it might be too loud. I don't know. Maybe I'll just have to speak louder. Hello? I don't know. He's picking his move here, so I don't really have anything to say. Probably I'd expect the landers, maybe the Deoxys, maybe even Prim. Okay, Deoxys does make an appearance here. What does he go for here? I really wonder. Potentially just rocks, right? I mean, that's definitely possible. Oh, so close. Sorry, watching the game. I'll go into Golden Raven, expecting probably Stealth Rock. Oh, he taunts. That kind of works for me, to be honest, because I'm just going to knock off. And I hope he has speed investment so I can get a slow U-turn off the next turn. But yeah. We're going to knock. We knock off the lefties, which is good. So he's actually not slow here, unfortunately. I'm just going to U-turn. He could definitely teleport here. What if he double knocks, though? He's got knock. I mean, he might not even have hazards then. If he has knock, his taunt knockoff. Probably recover, right? Maybe teleport, maybe something else. You know, I'll go into Fargo, hoping he recovers. He goes for that toxic. That's not fun. Okay. Yeah, so Spectre definitely is not gonna do too much in this. I'm just gonna Shadow Ball. He does bring out the Scissor, which I was hoping he'd do, predicting me to predict the Tyranitar. I guess. I don't know. I'm just gonna Shadow Ball again. If he wants to bring in Tyranitar, that's fine. Because I'll probably die in 2 turns anyway. Yeah. I'm just gonna sack the Spectre at this point. I still have Greninja for the Deoxys, so that's good. And we know he doesn't have Culber, so I'd probably knock it out at that point. Okay, so he is gonna double into this. I'll bring in the Will-O-Wisp, he's gonna do that. Okay, which is actually fine with me. I was kind of, well, halfway, not expecting that, but hoping he'd do that, so that I could bring in Lawrence here. The problem with Lawrence is that if he brings in Prim, I mean, I can't just Gunk Shot here, obviously. Because yeah. I think I'll bring in Sea Smoke, I guess. Yeah, I'll bring in Sea Smoke here. And click that. Click Earth Power. I don't think he's going to keep this. The problem with bringing in Greninja, I didn't really think about this, was that if I Gunk Shot predicting Prim and he stays in, just sacking it, it's kind of a rough play for me. So. Yeah. Let's see what he does here. But like, he might not want to sack the Greninja, or the Scizor, because that'll turn Greninja into Ash Greninja, and then it's much more powerful. So that's why I didn't really want to play with that 50-50. So he lets me kill the Scizor, so it's 5-5. He brings in Lando, so this is perfect actually, because now I can just Ice Beam. I mean, I doubt you're Sand Force, right? You're definitely Sheer Force. I don't even think Sand Force is any better in this case, because then you wouldn't be Sheer Force. I'm just going to double check. I mean, I have the Shucca Berry for a reason. If he's Yachi, then good on him. But, yeah, I'm just going to Ice Beam. He does U-turn, which is great for me, which probably tells him that I'm Shucca, to be honest. So. This gives me some damage on something, probably not much, to be honest. He probably brings in, yeah, the T-Tar. So we'll calc this. 17%. So can I knock him out with an Earth Power? I really doubt it. He's got the sand up. 17%. Which looks like just max HP, maybe a little bit of Spadef. maybe like, let's say 52. Yeah, I definitely can't knock him out with an Earth Power. For show. For show, though. I'll bring in Veil here, to be honest. He doubles in Orlando. That's fine with me. I kind of want to bring in Puddles because I don't want to take a big Earth Power here. I really don't. Seeing as how late game Salamence is getting set up here, I don't want to almost die to this. I don't think I would straight up die, but yeah, we'll bring in Puddles here. I'd say it's worth it. I don't think he superpowers here. I definitely don't. And if he U-turns, I mean, he's just taking more Life Orb damage. And he has to bring something in, which I don't even know what would come in here. So, I guess Deoxys maybe? Sandsear Storm. Look, I didn't even know that was a thing. I don't even know what that does. What does that do? I don't even know how to look it up either. I don't know. We'll go PLA. Anything goes, I guess. Let's try that. Sand. I mean, it's 100 power, 90 accuracy. It probably has a secondary effect. It's a special attack. I can't see the secondary effect, but whatever. Let's go ahead and Toxic, because I can Toxic anything here. He clicks it again, which is fine. I get my Aguav up. I connect the Toxic. I'm going to go ahead and recycle here. Because I still want this for Prim. I'm really glad I went Spidef rather than Fizdef here. I probably should have done some research on the PLA moves, but I didn't. So, yeah. Okay. Let's see what he does here. Another Sandsear Storm. He's just storming us. Wow, that did a lot. I'll recycle again. Okay, so now I have it in my back pocket. I expect a Toxic here, maybe. So he has to have Recover though, right? Doesn't he have to have it? I mean, he doesn't have to, but I really don't want to have to rest with Suicune, is the issue here. Because I could bring in Suicune, and if he Toxics, I could double that into Greninja, because he doesn't knock off there. He might taunt. And then having Lawrence in is really good for me, I think. So that is what I will do. We see a taunt immediately, okay. So he might, I don't know what he'll do here. If he Toxics, that's a little bit of an issue for Greninja. I want to keep Greninja healthy for sure. And I don't think, if I bring in Sea Smoke here, I don't think I knock this thing out. Oh boy. Thing is, I don't want to get a burn on this either. I really don't. Can Nidoking kill Deoxys? I don't even know what Deoxys is. I should probably know that, but I don't. He does have Recover. Okay. So I could have brought in Greninja there, to be honest. I get a crit, not a burn, luckily. I'll Scald here. I want the taunt to wear off, so that I can bring in, so I can bring in Greninja, hoping he taunts. Okay, Lawrence comes in. He taunts again. I have to Gunk Shot here. I have to predict the Prim. Oh, he brings in T-Tar instead. Oh, yeah, at least I land. Can I get a Poison? Ooh, I do. Oh, that's fun. Alright, what now? I don't think I knocked this thing out, though, to be honest. And at least in this case, I can get Veil in to potentially click like a rest or something. He could stealth rock. He does stealth rock. That's frustrating. I don't think he stays in. I think this is an opportunity to get something in. I just don't know what. Maybe Golden Raven. I could click a stealth rock. Hoping he brings in Deoxys. He could also bring in Prim though, that's the issue. But I think I really just want to get the rocks up because there's so much switching going on. Okay, this is good for me. I was hoping he'd bring in this and not Primarina. Okay, he recovers. That's fine. I will. I really should have put some speed on Suicune. I didn't think about that. I didn't really think about that. I can yawn it actually. He does click knockoff. That's fine with me. He doesn't have teleport, so I can just U-turn here. I know I'm losing a lot of health on Yuxi, but yeah, that's gonna have to be it. I wish I had Sleep Talk on Suicune instead of Roar right now. Would have been much more helpful. Much more helpful. I don't think he wants his Deoxys to fall asleep. I could also knock off if I really wanted to, but I think the U-turn gives me momentum, so that's what I'm gonna do. Well, I know it gives me momentum. Alright. Ay. Again, no teleport, so we don't have to watch out for that. If he stays in, I'll probably just bring in Suicune and try to rest at that point. I wonder. And we also know, yeah, I don't know, dude. Oh, God. Of course, now I'll be wishing. Now I'll be wishing I had Ice Beam over Dark Pulse, but you know, it is what it is. Or Water Shuriken at that point. I'm gonna bring in Veil and try to rest here. I don't want to let Greninja get too weak. And I'm not too scared of this thing. He might just try to sack it at this point. So, but I have Rocks up, so that's really the best thing for me right now. And unless he brings Salamence in hard, which I doubt he does that, because it's risking a Scald Burn, unless he's Lumberry, in which case he's not Heavy Duty Boots, in which case he's taking Rocks damage. But I don't think he does that. I think that's very, very risky. I think the way he's playing this, he's setting up for a potential Salamence win. I bring in Puddles here because I have the berry, because I did recycle the berry. So I'll pop that coming in because of the rocks, and then I'll eat it, and he will click that move. Ooh, we got a crit. We love to see that, don't we? Oh boy. Okay. Well, I could recycle and click, you know, in case he U-turns, maybe. Maybe he U-turns. I think I died to a U-turn though, don't I? Oh, I definitely do. I definitely died to a U-turn. Oh boy. That really sucks. I think I live another, wait. I'd have like another, depends on the roll, I guess, because the sand was, yeah, I don't know. Maybe I should have just brought in Yuxi there and let him U-turn, because Snow Axis would have been very helpful late game. Oh boy. Oh well. Oh well. Yeah, he does U-turn, unfortunately. I think he brings in Prim here. Knowing that I've got a situation on my hands here. Yeah, since I don't have Snorlax anymore, can't really do much about this thing. Sea Smoke maybe? Maybe I just need to get damage off on this. And hope he's not Kebia. Unless I just straight up kill it. That would be really helpful. With Nidoking. I might just straight up kill it. I doubt it. If he's not Kebia and he's max HP, I probably kill it. So we'll try that. Let's do that. Oh boy, let's see what he does here. If it doesn't kill, I can bring in Greninja. Hopefully he's low enough. Okay, so he sacks the T-Tar. That's alright. Now does he bring in? You see, I calc for Earth Power. I didn't calc for this move. Sand, I don't know what it's called. Sand Seer Storm. That might knock me out. It actually does. So, yeah, that's what happens. I guess that is how the cookie crumbles. So we'll see if he brings it in here. Of course I could then bring in the Uxie, because the Sandseer Storm is very likely at that point. But, you know, we'll see. We'll see what he does. I don't think there's any other option. Because I probably live in Earthquake from Salamence. Let's see. Yeah, oh, I definitely live in Earthquake from Salamence. But I want to keep this thing around for the Prim. Because at this point, Sludge Waves are not very switch-inable against him. While I have this chance, I never did this, but I'm going to calc Deoxys. To see, well, you know what, it doesn't even matter. Even if he's Fizz Def, I don't do that much damage to it, unfortunately. I'm trying to figure out how much that knockoff did to him. Okay, well the U-turn, okay, so I knockoff did 21, U-turn did 15. Okay, knockoff did 21. Okay, so he's looking like he's full Fizz Def, which is good for Nidoking. And for Greninja. Oh boy, but it's still just not that much. Yeah, he does bring in this. I bring in Golden Raven here because the Sandseer Storm is... Oh, he clicked Psychic. I probably would have died to that though, so that's fine. He'll U-turn here for sure. I'll U-turn myself. Oh, but he dies to rocks. I didn't think of that. Did not think of that. If he brings in Ments to try to defog, I can Ice Beam it. So this thing stayed dead to rocks, which is really helpful. So he knew the Shuckle was there, it just didn't really matter, he would have killed me anyway. So yeah. Alright. Let's see what he brings in here. Of course the Deoxys could be annoying. But yeah, so the Ments does come in. He's Boots. So I'm going to kind of force his hand here, and I'm going to go into Sea Smoke. I think. I mean, I don't have Ice Beam. If I had Ice Beam on Ninja, that would be really easy. I'm just going to Ice Beam. Here with the Ments. So we know he's not... He might just sack the Landers at this point. He also... Yeah, he does Earthquake, so we're going to knock this out. Which is beautiful. It's a 3-3 game. And Greninja's looking awfully nice right now. But we have to watch out for that Prim. That Prim is a problem. The Shodo. What does he click? Does knockoff even knock me out? No, knock off, you goober. Because I don't have an item anymore. No item. It doesn't knock me out. But the problem is he can just recover stall me. Because if I do 40, let's say I do 40 with this, yeah, I'd need 2 high rolls. Unfortunately. I'll bring in Veil, and I'll double out predicting Prim. I think that's what I have to do. He brings in Prim here, so I'm going to double. Oh, did he not? Oh, he just taunted. And never mind. I don't know, he thinks I'm like Calm Mind, I think. Well, that was a mistake. Oh boy. He's got to be Kebia on the Prim. He's got to be. Don't I win anyway, though? Because he's already... I mean, unless he's not Fizz Def. Because if he brings in Prim here and kills me, I don't really care. Because then I can bring in Sea Smoke. And as long as if he's Kevia, I'll pop that. As long as he's, whatever, Gunk Shot. Oh, wait, but he can taunt me here. He just knocks off here. Okay. Yeah, if I get Greninja in... Does he taunt here, or does he knock off? Well, no, because don't I wake up? No, I don't wake up this turn. Yeah, okay. I wake up this turn, so I think he clicks the taunt. I think he taunts here. Show me the taunt. Let's go. Okay. Now I have the Dark Pulse. He brings in Landers to sack it. This comes in. I have to go into Veil, or Suicune, I mean. And hope he just Moonblasts. He does. Knocks me out. That's what I wanted. Sea Smoke comes in. I Sludge Wave and hope it 2Ks the Deoxys. It does 2K. Wait. Oh, it might not. It comes down to a roll. Oh boy. This is really coming down to a roll, though. Let's see, do I get it? That did 34, which is not that much. So he definitely has some Spadef. Oh, we knock him out. Whew, we got the roll. Oh my goodness. And he is Kebia. So now we have to say, let's calc that first. Let's make sure we don't make a premature decision. Let's bring in Lawrence just because we have to. With the Kebia. Because I could miss a Gunk Shot, that's why I'm not clicking it right away. I did 42. Okay, 42. If he's max HP, that makes sense. So do I knock him out with the Greninja then? With like a Surf? Scald is a roll. Dark Pulse is a roll. It's not worth it. I have to risk the Gunk Shot. We hit it and we win. Ooh. Wow. That was intense. GG, Tylenol. Obviously, really good game. Really good battler. We were able to edge him out just barely. Was not looking good at the beginning, but you know, we figured it out. So, thanks for watching. Again, GG's to Tylenol on the Golden State War Turtles. Yeah, I will see you guys next week.